What's up, my beautiful, diverse American people? It's me, the good JD, George Delata. I'm back on this 2:48 a.m. wake up pattern. It's been happening for a while. It stops and it goes, but it's been happening again, and it's been happening again for the past few days. And this morning I again wake up 2:48 a.m. Short time after, by the time I turn on the TV, first thing I see is that we're at war. The Republicans love war. I've said that all along. The peace president, if you are a peace president, the first thing he would have done was rename the Defense Department to the Department of Peace. That would have sent a message that we want peace. But that's not what they did. They renamed it the Department of War. Why? Because they love war. And they plan to wage war. So that's where we're at. Iran has weapons of mass destruction, fantasies, ideas, aspirations. So Iraq had weapons of mass destructions, and we had to stop it. Iran wants weapons of mass destruction, so we have to go in and we have to destroy them. Because we are predator America. Because we can. We are going to impose our will on the world. Now, Iran is not a good country. It is a country that was taken over by religious zealots, criminals, who run the country based on a book of stories, of fables that kind of sounds familiar. When a nation puts a book of fantasies, of parables, of phrases, of ideologies over governance for the benefit of the people. That's what happened in Iran. A religious government took over and it's imposed its will on the people. Sound familiar? So Iran cannot have weapons of mass destruction. It's the same thing. So I don't know, because obviously this is not a typical American presidency. This is an autocratic fascist regime that doesn't do things the way our nation usually does. When we're at war and Americans begin to die, which they will, they already announced it. Oh, it's terrible, the Americans are gonna die for their profits, because again, remember, oil is at the core of what Iran is all about. They usually have on the news mediums, they'll run lists of the names of the troops, of the soldiers that lose their lives during these military wars. We're probably not going to see that. We're probably not going to see the casualties, the toll of this next generation of young Americans that will die for the profit of Israel, of a handful, because we have to protect Israel. That's the biggest thing here. We have to protect Israel because, number one, the little book says it. And number two, we have a big investment in Israel. We pay for their defense. We pay for their universal health care. that we don't have. Israelis have it. We pay for that. So we have to protect that investment. War. War is what it's all about. He said it, and if you search the video, that he loves war. He loves war. This is a warmonger who went to military school because he didn't have the balls to go into the real military, just military school. So don't be confused or think that there's anything noble about what they're doing. This is beta boy bitch barking predator, the same attitude that rapes children, being used at a governance level. It's the same predator. Predator in chief is being a predator, is making us now a predatory nation. Because look, if this were about peace and about really stopping Iran, they would have assembled a coalition with all those countries that are now being bombed by Iran to stir the pot even more, because Iran, like I said, is not a good nation. There should have been a coalition to go into Iran with all those nations together to protect their region, not us go in there as daddy, because we are the predators who have the power to impose our will over children, over innocent people. Because the Iranian people are beautiful people. I've had friends who are from Iran, people that I call friends. So it's not about the people. It's about the religious governance that was imposed on the Iranian people after this, because it was an American-backed Shah of Iran that the Iranian people got tired of their beta boy bitch abuses. So that's what brought on the religious takeover of a beautiful nation, of a beautiful people. So, war, it's what it's all about. You are going to see, you might not see it, but a generation of young Americans will die for these beta boy bitches, for the Department of War, because they want war. They love war. And if they get oil during the war, even better. Beta boy bitch predators at the governance level is what you're seeing. It's the same attitude that overwhelms and attacks the child. That's the same predator that says, because we are powerful, we're going to use it to impose our will. That's the predator. That's the predator America that they want us to become. And that's not peace. That peace through war is just war. Period. And your sons and daughters will die. So congratulations to the Republicans. You got what you wanted. You're getting war. Now there's a region, a 3,000-mile swath of war, because Afghanistan and Pakistan are at war officially. So all the way through, from India all the way across the region, there are wars now. Iran is bombing all the nations around him where we have bases, which should have been part of a coalition, so that wouldn't have happened. and had a full throttle effect if that was the mission, but you're dealing with morons. You're dealing with barking beta boy bitch morons who, the past few days, blew up a border protection vehicle with one of the drones, with a laser drone. They blew with a laser. They blew up a protection, one of our own drones. They had to shut down airports. They thought there were UFOs. They had to shut down a base. It was a damn balloon. You're dealing with idiots. We have morons. You chose morons. And your sons and daughters will die. A generation of young Americans will die for these beta boy bitch barky morons who are like playing war. Because he said it, he loves war. God bless you. God bless the American people. Please, Lord, protect our troops. Protect these young people who are being led into fire, led into horrible, horrible conditions based on ignorance and hatred and greed. We were the forces that came to protect the world, not the one to be a predator to the world. That's a huge shift. It's a huge difference. So I say we're in a bizarro world right now. So, we're at war. Iran cannot have weapons of mass destruction.
You see, the underdog story is the realest story there is. Because when you come from nothing, you appreciate everything. You hustle different, you love different, and you lead different.